There's something quietly sacred about the early morning hours. Before the phone starts ringing, before emails and errands start calling your name, there's a brief, precious space, a soft threshold between the restfulness of night and the momentum of the day, where you can simply be. It's a time when the world hasn't fully woken up yet, and neither has the noise inside your head. In that gentle in-between, your soul has a chance to breathe. In Buddhist teachings, there's a powerful reminder that each day is a new beginning. The Buddha once said, "Each morning, we are born again." What we do today is what matters most. And there's something beautiful about that truth, because it means we don't need to carry yesterday with us if we don't want to. We can begin again. Not with pressure, not with perfection, but with presence. This video is an invitation to return to yourself through a simple morning mindfulness routine. One inspired by Buddhist wisdom and shaped with gentle, grounded intention. It isn't a set of rules, and it's not meant to be another thing you have to get right. It's a quiet rhythm you can return to whenever you need, one breath, one moment, one small act at a time. Together, we'll walk through a morning practice that includes mindful breathing, intention setting, gratitude, movement, and silence. Each part is designed to help you meet the day not with urgency, but with spaciousness, and not with stress, but with a kind of quiet strength. So if you've been waking up feeling rushed, disconnected, or already overwhelmed, let this be your gentle reminder: peace doesn't arrive by accident. It's something we choose, especially in how we begin. Let's begin, together. Part 1. Wake up without rushing. For many of us, mornings begin before our minds are even ready. The alarm goes off, or light enters the room, and almost instantly, thoughts start flooding in, the plans, the worries, the things we forgot to do yesterday, and everything we believe we have to get right today. Before we've taken a single conscious breath, we're already bracing ourselves, already trying to catch up, already overwhelmed. And for a lot of people, the very first thing we reach for isn't our breath, or even our body, it's our phone. There's no blame in that. It's become the norm. But the truth is, how we begin matters. The first few minutes of the morning can quietly shape the entire tone of our day, not just how productive we are, but how grounded, how clear, how gentle we feel inside. So what if we didn't rush into the day? What if, for once, we let the morning begin with us, instead of dragging us forward? Before you get out of bed, before your feet touch the ground, before the coffee brews, before the headlines start talking, take a moment to pause. You don't need to sit up. You don't need to do it right. Just let your body rest where it is, and allow yourself to arrive. Not in your to-do list. Not in your schedule. But in this very moment. Begin by noticing your body. The weight of the blanket, the temperature of the room, the way your chest rises and falls all on its own. Then, gently place a hand on your heart, or on your belly, wherever you feel the breath most clearly. This small gesture, quiet and personal, is a way of saying to yourself, I'm here. I'm not rushing past this. From there, take 3 slow, gentle breaths. In through the nose. Out through the mouth. Don't try to deepen it. Don't try to control it. Just let it move naturally, and feel yourself soften into that rhythm. With each breath, invite yourself to be a little more present. With each exhale, allow the tightness in your chest or your shoulders to ease. This is not about achieving anything. It's about remembering that you are alive, and that, in itself, is enough. In Buddhist teachings, the breath is more than air. It is the bridge between body and mind, a direct link to presence, to stillness, to awareness. When we return to the breath, even just for a moment, we return to ourselves. We are no longer lost in thought or pulled into tomorrow. We are here. And that's where peace begins. It's easy to underestimate how powerful these 3 breaths can be. But when you begin the day this way, without rushing, without reacting, you send a quiet signal to your nervous system, to your heart, to your soul, that you are safe, that you are steady, and that you are allowed to move slowly. You don't have to fix anything in these first few minutes. You don't have to be anyone but yourself. The breath will not ask you for performance. It will simply meet you where you are. And some mornings might feel harder. You may wake up with heaviness, with pain, with dread. That's okay. You can still take these 3 breaths. You can still let your hand rest gently on your chest. You can still say to yourself, softly, honestly, I'm here. I'm still here. And that is enough. This practice isn't a ritual you need to master. It's a remembering you're allowed to return to, again and again. Whether you're waking up from deep rest or a restless night, whether you feel peaceful or scattered, these 3 breaths offer you a chance to come back. To start the day not from reaction, but from awareness. Not from fear, but from calm. So tomorrow morning, when you open your eyes, resist the urge to rush. Don't check the news just yet. Don't check the clock. Just check in. With your breath, with your body, with your heart. Let the day begin, not in a hurry, but in a quiet greeting. Let your first act be one of kindness, toward yourself. Part 2. Set an intention, not a to-do list. After you've taken a few gentle breaths and allowed yourself to arrive fully in the moment, there's a natural pull to move toward the day, to start planning, checking, organizing, getting ahead. And for most of us, that often means diving into a mental to-do list before we've even left the covers. We think of what needs to be done, what's expected of us, what we forgot yesterday and have to fix today. That's how many mornings begin, not with peace, but with pressure. But there's another way. A softer, quieter beginning, one rooted not in tasks, but in presence. One that doesn't ask, what should I do today, but instead gently wonders, who do I want to be today? In Buddhist thought, intention is powerful. It's not about setting goals or achieving outcomes. It's about the energy with which we move through our lives. The Buddha taught that intention is the seed from which all thoughts, words, and actions grow. And just like a seed, what you plant in the morning will quietly shape the rest of your day. So before your feet touch the ground, take a few extra seconds to ask yourself a simple question: how do I want to show up in the world today? You don't need to answer it perfectly. You don't need to have a grand plan. You just need to listen gently for what your heart wants to say. Maybe your intention is to move a little slower. Maybe it's to be more patient with yourself. Maybe it's to speak a little more kindly, to forgive something you've been holding on to, or to notice beauty in the small things. Your intention doesn't have to impress anyone. It just has to be true. You might whisper it to yourself: today, I choose softness. Or write it on a note by your bedside: today, I will offer patience instead of judgment. Or you might simply hold it silently in your heart. It doesn't need to be public, and it doesn't need to last forever. It's not a contract. It's a compass. A quiet direction that helps you navigate the day with more clarity and care. And when the day begins to pull you in different directions, as it often will, this intention becomes something you can return to. Like a pause button. Like a lighthouse in fog. It reminds you that no matter what's happening around you, you still have the power to choose how you meet it. This practice doesn't take long, but it can gently reshape the entire flavor of your morning. Instead of starting from anxiety or expectation, you start from connection. Instead of moving from, what do I have to do, you move from, who do I wish to be, for myself, and for others. It's a subtle shift. But it matters. You see, life isn't just about what we accomplish. It's about how we live, the tone of our voice, the softness in our gaze, the presence we bring into each room. And all of that begins not with a task, but with a simple, quiet intention. So tomorrow morning, after you've taken those first mindful breaths, take one more moment, not to check off anything, but to check in with yourself. To listen for that quiet inner voice, and let it guide you into the day. Begin not with your schedule. Begin with your soul. Part 3. Offer gratitude before movement. Once you've arrived in your breath, and you've gently remembered your intention for the day, there's a quiet space that opens, a small, spacious moment before the body starts to move, before the rhythm of the day truly begins. And it's in this moment, simple, unhurried, still resting in softness, that gratitude becomes not just a practice, but a doorway into peace. We often think of gratitude as something we feel only when life gives us something big, a surprise, a success, a moment of joy that stands out from the rest. But as we grow older, we begin to understand something deeper, that the truest gratitude often lives in the smallest things. In the warmth of the blanket still wrapped around our legs. In the soft light of morning spilling across the floor. In the simple fact that we get to wake up, again, to this breath, this body, this chance to begin anew. Gratitude doesn't require perfection. It doesn't wait for everything to be in order. It simply asks us to pause and notice what's already here, not later, not after, but now. And the more we notice, the more our heart begins to soften. Because gratitude is not just a thought. It's a way of seeing. It's a shift in how we meet the world. So before you rise, before you stretch or walk or make your tea, take a moment to silently name 3 things you're grateful for. They don't have to be profound. In fact, the simpler, the better. The smell of fresh air coming through the window. The feeling of your breath moving freely. The sound of birds outside, or the comfort of knowing you are not rushed. You might even feel thankful for something inward, your own resilience, your ability to be here, your willingness to begin again. You can say these things silently. You can whisper them. You can feel them quietly in your heart. There is no right way to offer gratitude. What matters is the sincerity behind it. The gentle recognition that not everything needs to be fixed for this moment to be worthy of appreciation. And if you wake up feeling heavy, tired, uncertain, you are not alone. Gratitude doesn't deny those feelings. It holds space for them. It says, yes, life is not perfect. But even here, something good remains. It offers a soft counterweight to the mind's tendency to look for what's missing. And over time, it shifts the atmosphere within us, from scarcity to sufficiency, from contraction to openness, from fear to quiet joy. In Buddhist thought, gratitude is seen as a powerful ally on the path to liberation. It loosens the grip of craving and comparison. It reminds us that what we have, in this moment, is already enough. And more than that, it's beautiful, simply because it's real, and because we are here to witness it. This practice, like the others, doesn't require more time. It only asks for your attention. Just a few seconds of presence, of naming what is good, what is still here, what has not left you, can change the way you stand up. It can soften the way you move through your morning. And it can open your heart to see the ordinary as sacred, the quiet as meaningful, the now as more than enough. So tomorrow morning, before you begin to move, try this: pause and give thanks, not out of obligation, but out of choice. Let gratitude be your first conversation with the day. Not with words to others, but with a whisper to life itself: thank you. I see what's here. And I'm grateful to begin again. Part 4: Gentle Movement Plus Awareness. Now that you've arrived in your breath, remembered your intention, and allowed gratitude to soften your heart, there's one more part of you that deserves loving attention: your body. This body, which may feel stiff, tired, or slower than it used to be, is not separate from your peace. In fact, it's the place where peace can begin. So many of us move through the day without truly feeling our bodies. We walk, we lift, we turn, we reach, often out of habit or necessity, without awareness. But when we bring our attention back to the body, especially in the stillness of morning, we reconnect with something sacred. We remember that this vessel, in all its imperfection, has carried us through everything we've lived. And for that alone, it deserves our kindness. So before you step fully into the day, take a few minutes to move, not to exercise, not to fix or improve, but to simply wake up the body with awareness. You don't need a yoga mat or a routine. You don't need to follow a video or a voice. You just need to listen. Start by sitting up slowly, if you haven't already. Feel the way your spine adjusts, the way your muscles shift, the way gravity pulls you into the present. You might gently roll your shoulders, one at a time. You might stretch your arms overhead, letting your chest open and your ribs expand. You might rotate your wrists or move your neck side to side. Let the movements be slow, intuitive, and free from any sense of urgency. You are not performing. You are arriving. If you're able, stand up slowly and notice your feet on the floor. Press down through the soles of your feet and feel the strength in your legs, even if they tremble a little. This is not about how far you move, or how flexible you are. It's about being present with the body you have, in the moment you're in. And when you move with awareness, even the smallest gestures, like reaching for a glass of water or walking to the window, become a kind of prayer. The Buddha himself often practiced mindful walking, slowly, deliberately, one foot at a time. Not to get somewhere, but to be where he already was. And we can do the same. You might walk from your bedroom to the kitchen, or from your chair to the garden, but do it with full attention. Feel the way your body balances, how your arms swing, how the light touches your skin. Let the movement be a way of saying, I'm here. I'm not rushing away from myself. This kind of mindful movement doesn't need to be long or structured. Even 5 minutes is enough. The point is not how much you do, but how present you are while doing it. And what you may find, as you move slowly and with care, is that your body, even if it aches or creaks, begins to respond with a quiet thank you. It begins to soften, to open, to return to its own rhythm. In a world that often tells us to move faster, to be more productive, to push harder, choosing to move slowly, with awareness and kindness, is a radical act of self-respect. It's a way of honoring not just your body, but your whole being. And it reminds you that healing doesn't always happen in stillness. Sometimes, it happens in motion, when that motion is gentle, intentional, and full of care. So tomorrow morning, after you've breathed, reflected, and given thanks, take a few minutes to move in a way that feels nourishing. Let your body speak in its own quiet language. And let your awareness meet it, fully, lovingly, and without judgment. This is how we begin again, not by rushing forward, but by returning to the body we already live in, with breath, with presence, and with a gentle sense of enoughness. Part 5, Close in Silence. By now, your breath has softened, your intention has been set, your heart has touched gratitude, and your body has been gently awakened. But before you step fully into the world, into conversations, responsibilities, and all the things that wait for you beyond this quiet space, there is one final gift you can offer yourself, a moment of silence. This silence is not about shutting the world out. It's not a discipline or a demand. It's an offering, a way to return home one last time before the day begins. Because silence, when chosen with care, isn't empty. It's full of presence. It's full of truth. It's full of everything that doesn't need words to be real. You don't need a meditation cushion. You don't need incense or music. You don't even need perfect posture. All you need is a quiet place, a chair by the window, the edge of your bed, a bench in the garden. Sit however your body feels most supported. Let your hands rest naturally. And gently close your eyes. You're not trying to go anywhere. You're not trying to stop your thoughts or achieve something special. You're simply allowing yourself to be, just as you are, in this exact moment. Let your breath rise and fall without effort. Let the silence hold you. Let the stillness settle around you like a warm blanket. If thoughts come, and they will, let them pass like clouds in the sky. There's no need to follow them, no need to judge. Just return, again and again, to the simple act of being present. You might notice the sound of birds outside, the feeling of your hands resting on your lap, the light flickering behind your eyelids. Let it all be part of the silence. Let it all belong. Because this isn't about escaping life, it's about meeting it, gently, before it begins to move. Stay for a minute. Or 2. Or 5. There's no rule. There's only the rhythm of your own presence, the quiet unfolding of this small space you've given yourself before the world begins to speak. And when you feel ready, not rushed, not pushed, but truly ready, open your eyes slowly. Take in the room, the light, the shape of the morning around you. Let it greet you like an old friend. Then, before you rise, before you speak, before you pick up the pace of the day, offer yourself one last gift, a smile. It doesn't have to be big. It doesn't have to be seen. It's not for anyone else. It's simply a quiet gesture of kindness, from you to you. A way of saying, thank you for showing up. Thank you for beginning again. Thank you for choosing to begin this day with peace. This smile is not a decoration. It is a recognition. It is a soft and honest acknowledgement that even when life is uncertain, even when your body is tired, even when your heart is carrying things unseen, you are still here. Still breathing. still capable of offering something gentle to the day ahead. And that is more than enough. So go forward, not with urgency, but with presence. Not with a checklist, but with a sense of inner steadiness. Let the silence you created carry into the way you speak, the way you walk, the way you listen. And when the world feels too loud later today, remember this space. Return to it. Even if only for a moment. Even if only for a breath. Because peace does not come from finishing everything. It comes from beginning with care. And you've done that, one breath, one step, one silent smile at a time. Outro, a gentle goodbye. You don't need a perfect morning to have a peaceful life. You don't need to get every step right. You don't even need to feel calm to begin with peace. All you need is a little willingness. To pause. To breathe. To be with yourself in a way that's honest, kind, and unhurried. This morning, you took time to come home to your breath. You set an intention not just for your schedule, but for your heart. You noticed small blessings, and allowed them to matter. You moved with awareness. You sat in silence. You smiled, not because everything is easy, but because something in you softened enough to say, "This moment is enough." Asterisk. And maybe tomorrow won't feel the same. Maybe you'll forget. Maybe life will feel loud again. That's okay. You can begin again, always. That's the gift of this practice. It doesn't judge. It doesn't keep score. It simply waits for your return, one breath at a time. Thank you for choosing to spend this morning with me. And if it brought you even a little bit of peace, a little more space between your thoughts, a little softness in your chest, I hope you'll come back. Not because you have to, but because it feels good to begin your day with gentleness and with yourself. Until next time, take care of your breath, take care of your body, and take care of your heart. You're doing better than you think. And you are never behind. When you begin with presence,